Specifically, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS.
Oh, now that is the business. It's faster, it's lighter, it's tauter. It's possibly the ultimate 911.
In the same way that Ebola is the ultimate tropical disease. And what's all that scaffolding in the back?
Well, it's a roll cage for when you're taking.
No, I'm sorry. If I see scaffolding around a building, I think, well, they haven't finished that yet. I'm sorry, I'm saying they haven't finished.
No, it's a roll cage. Look, I will admit there's perhaps the only problem with this otherwise brilliant car is that it's not the most practical. If you want to pop down to the newspaper shop, you've got to clamber in over the roll cage, lower yourself into the bucket seat, do up the 6-point race harness, prime the fire extinguisher system. It's going to take time.
So in the real world, my 1.2-litre Fiat Panda is faster to the shops.
No, mate, it's just not.
I only have to put the seatbelt on once. You've got to do it 6 times.
OK, I've got to do that and then wait whilst you put your seatbelt on and then do all your pre-flight checks to make sure the air vents are all...
Can I just move this along? Do you mind? Is that all right? Because I've got something that's really bugging me. Has anyone seen these average speed cameras that are kicking around now? You know what I mean? So you've got to do... I was found one on the M25 the other day through the roadworks. You had to do an average of 40 miles an hour, measured by 2 cameras, one at the beginning, one at the end. That's impossible. It's impossible because you drive along and you're sort of looking around and think, oh, God, I'm doing 42 because I'm going downhill. You think, well, God, I've been doing that for half a mile, so now I need to do half a mile at 38, which means you can only look at the speedometer. You can't look at anything else, only the speedometer. You go through roadworks on the M25 in the rain at rush hour. And I know what they're doing here. It's the government. Gordon Brown has worked out that he's got to pay all our pensions because we're all going to live forever. They're trying to kill us off. But I know how to get round it. OK, you go past the first camera, pull over, get the newspaper out, read it, listen to the radio for 10 minutes, do 120 for the rest of the way there.
That's not quite right, actually, because I can prove that the way to keep traffic moving through the roadworks, which is where those average speed cameras are, is for everybody to go faster from the start.
Yeah.
It's all down to the work of the Swiss physicist Daniel Bernoulli. You're familiar with him?
Oh, him.
Thought so.
He isn't.
No, he is.
He's never heard of him.
But what he essentially proved was that in a system, the pressure and the volume multiplied together must be a constant. So if you've got a busy motorway and it gets thinner and there's less space for the cars to go through, they must go faster for the flow rate of cars to remain the same.
So it's like when you put your thumb over the end of a hosepipe, the water comes out quicker.
That's exactly what it's like,
So how fast, then, if you take 3-lane motorway down to 1 lane, how fast does the traffic have to move in order to keep the flow rate the same?
Well, the formula would be VN would be LO over LR times the VE.
So how fast?
Which is 210.
210 miles an hour. You're right,
fair enough.
All done by Bugattis and Zondas to cure congestion. And, of course, the big news this week, that's been occupying all the bulletins, is that 1.5 million people have signed this petition protesting about the plans to implement road charging, you know, pay-as-you-go stuff. Now, if you want to